everybody. So today is Sunday, that means it's time for family movie night, and this week I'm going to be going to the Sundance Film Festival all week in sort of memory, I guess, or in commemoration of the Sundance Film Festival. I thought it would be fun to review a Sundance kind of mega hit, big hit kind of thing for family, and these films that I had to pick from are PG-13, so they're not super family friendly, but like depending, I guess, on how lenient you are on certain things. And so I put up a poll with 4 films that people could pick from, and it was Whale Rider, it was Napoleon Dynamite, Me Earl and the Dying Girl, and Beasts of the Southern Wild. And the overwhelming choice really was Me Earl and the Dying Girl. And this kind of surprised me a little bit. And this was 2015 Sundance Jury Award winner. And this definitely a more edgy PG-13. They do use the F word once. They have some language. They have some vulgarity. And so it's more for older kids. It's 13, probably 13 and up. So it's an older family movie night pick, but it's not rated R, so it counts. And it does have a really nice, sweet sort of message to it. And I think it really is kind of, in a lot of ways, sort of a classic Sundance-y kind of film. So in a way, it's a really good pick to do. And I don't love this movie, but I like it. So, you know, this is one of those, not every movie on Family Movie Night is one that I'm just like crazy for and that I love. But I think they're solid, good films. This film is directed by Alfonso Gomez-Reyon. He based it on a book by Jesse Andrews, and it stars Thomas Mann, Olivia Cooke, and RJ Klyler, with Nick Offerman and Connie Britton and Molly Shannon and John Barenthal, a bunch of people in the supporting cast, kind of playing the parents. And it's about this guy named Greg. He's a high school senior, and he is just has this sort of philosophy. It's very similar to About a Boy, the adult, so it's sort of like the teenage version of the Hugh Grant character in About a Boy. He has just this idea that he is just going to sort of treat everyone kind of as a friend, but not really, like never let anybody get too close to him, but never let anybody hate him. So he has this sort of philosophy, and because he doesn't want to have any drama. He's very socially awkward, and the whole movie is set up. I said on Twitter that it's very twee, which is sort of a hipster way of saying like adorable and cute, and it's very hipster cute. The way that they do the editing, and the way that they have sort of the narration, and the way they have different kinds of title cards on the screen, all those different things are very, very, very twee. And even the story. And there's a couple things that might really annoy people about this movie. First of all, Greg is kind of an unlikable character. He's sort of a jerk, and he doesn't grow that much in the movie, but he does grow, but not as much as some people will want, not as much as some people will still by the end of him find him to be too unlikable of a character. So that's just going to be personal taste. Also, some people will be really irritated by, including a little bit myself, by what I would call an unreliable narrator. I'm not going to give a spoiler, but the narrator lies to the audience several times. And that can be pretty annoying and pretty jarring to have that happen. What the movie is about is, like I said, Greg and his friend Earl, Earl is a black kid and that lives in a tougher neighborhood that's close to Greg's house. And I kind of liked that it showed that, I don't know, that he could just be a sort of an ordinary kid, that there wasn't like this big plot line of the fact that he was black, or the fact that I don't know, I just kind of liked that he kind of reminded me in a way of Clueless, of the fact that Dion's just happens to be Cher's friend. There's really not a whole lot in there about Dion being black, you know, it's just that's her friend. Anyway, and it's kind of the same here, but in this case, Greg doesn't even want to admit, even though Earl has been his friend from the time he was 6 years old, Greg doesn't even want to admit that. He calls him his work assistant or work colleague or whatever, and because he doesn't want any like love into his life at all. And he has this philosopher father played by Nick Offerman, who's really funny and always feeding them like really weird snacks. And then he has Connie Britton as his mother, and Connie Britton one day suggests suggests that he go and visit this girl who has cancer, who's been diagnosed with leukemia. And so he goes over there, and she is not really wanting to see him, but he's like very honest about like, I'm just here because my mom made me, please help me out, kind of a thing. And so she agrees, and they start kind of becoming friends, and you can kind of see why, when everybody's just sort of placating to her and telling her what she wants to hear, that she is attracted to this kid that is very, very, very just brutally honest. And then sort of the other plot line with the movie is that Greg and Earl make these movies that are sort of plays on classic films. They love classic films. And so Clockwork Orange, and it'll be all sock puppets instead of Clockwork Orange. And so they kind of have these parodies, basically, sort of funny little movies that they do. And a lot of them involve animation in some way, stop motion animation or things like that. And so that's really fun for me. And as a film fan, it's just fun to see all these little, I mean, they list them out at the end, and there's a ton of homages and of these parody films that are shown. And so anyway, he ends up kind of getting roped into making a movie for Rachel. Starts making it, but he's finding it very, very difficult to sort of stay focused, and because his movies have always been kind of selfish and just for, literally, he doesn't want anyone to see him, even his parents. He doesn't even want Rachel to see them, and so he's very selfish about them. He doesn't even want to talk about them. He's very angry with Earl when Earl tells Rachel about them, and so, you know, he's very, very selfish about them. But he gets kind of roped into making this movie, and he's just not able to like do it in a way because he keeps getting distracted, and he just can't figure out kind of the right way to do it. And you see him interviewing, you see them doing filming, you see the conflict between Earl and Greg. And so it's just kind of about this experience that he has with this girl with cancer, and the dialogue is really, really nice. I think it's performed well. It's different. It surprises you. Like I said, it has those sort of lovely homages to classic films. And I think that it is, the problems is the unlikable character, because Greg is so unlikable, and also because it is just so like cute and adorable and whatever, and sometimes that can be a little grating, and the unreliable narrator. So it's not a movie that I love, but I do like it. I think I would give it like a B-. And so anyway, I think that it would be a nice sort of jumping off point to sort of diving into some other Sundance films, and also to look at some of the different unique approaches that they took in combining with the animation and with the way that they do the cinematography. There's some long takes, there's some creative choices in the way things are staged and stuff that I think that they do a good job at. So there's a lot of things to like about this film, and some good performances too, pretty much from all involved. They all do a very good job, and some really great supporting performances. Nick Offerman is hilarious as his dad. And so anyway, yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Let me know what you think about this movie. Did you like it, not like it? What grade would you give it? And yeah, what's your favorite Sundance film or indie film that you think is Sundance-y? Put it in the comment section. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye!